In just a couple of weeks, we'll be getting Spider-Man No Way Home. So I'm reviewing the Spider-Man movies leading up to its release, and today we're talking about Spider-Man 3. Do we have to? Yes. Unfortunately, we do. There's not much good to be found in this film. I seem to remember that when this movie came out, the actors were actually saying how bad it was and saying they hated the script, but they were under contract to return for the movie. Unfortunately, I can't find any video clips or other proof proving this, but that's a vague memory I have. This was actually the first time I remember leaving the theater going, well, that was a terrible movie, and I was only 9 when this movie came out, and all my friends were saying how great this movie was, and I thought, really? It was awful. Why is it awful? Well, for one, too many plot lines and villains. Venom was actually not supposed to be in this movie. Sam Raimi wanted to save him for a future film, or possibly even a solo Venom movie, which was very different than the one that we got. But Sony demanded he include him so they could use the character in the marketing, and it really botched the film. Another main issue was the casting of Venom. In the comics, Venom is a metaphor for drugs, as the character was created to serve as a cautionary tale since there was a big drug epidemic in big cities when he appeared in the comics. Eddie Brock is this ripped jock who's tough, so who do they get to play him in the movie? Topher Grace. Also, retconning Uncle Ben's killer makes no sense. It'd be like if Daredevil could actually see the whole time. The whole point of the character is now lost. Spider-Man in the first movie, by thinking he got revenge on the person who killed his uncle, realizes he's been abusing this power that was bestowed upon him. But don't worry, someone else killed Uncle Ben, so the first movie was entirely pointless. Also, plot threads set up in Spider-Man 2 were essentially thrown out the window until the end of the film. The end of the second film sets up Harry to replace his father as Green Goblin, but at the beginning of the movie, he's then knocked out and has amnesia most of the movie, so that was pointless. And, of course, there's the infamous Saturday Night Fever Peter Parker strut, which was the exact moment this movie reached the point of no return. But people tend to forget there's actually 2 other dance scenes. One is when Peter is dancing with Gwen at MJ's nightclub to try and make MJ jealous, and the other is a dance scene with MJ and Harry while they cook. Was this movie the inspiration for Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark? So yeah, this movie is bogged down with a ton of bad ideas that are executed even worse, an awful, awful script, spends too much time trying to set up a 4th movie that never ended up happening anyway, and falls apart very, very quickly in the 3rd act that feels stupid and rushed. Spider-Man 3 for me gets a D, a 4 out of 10, and a 2 out of 5 stars.